Okay, so February 13th, prorogation update. What follows this, you'll actually be able to hear. I'm going to read out what was actually being said in court today, and then following that, you guys can read for yourself the article. Here you go. Hi, everyone. It's TJ back with Totally Pointless. I just wanted to give everybody a quick update. If you're not following Alex Sultan on X, get on over there. This is an update for the Supreme Court Federal Court of Appeals, where Trudeau's prorogation of Parliament is being legally challenged. So, as we all know, they are back into court. It was supposed to be today and tomorrow. So, he has been giving updates throughout the day. So, the JCCF lawyer replies to the Trudeau government lawyer's claim that the judge and he discussed Trudeau potentially acting in bad faith, arguing that in bad faith is equivalent to acting against the principles of good government and outside the scope of his executive power. The lawyer then goes off to cite other cases, I guess, that would, you know, um, need to be mentioned in this case. Then he says, this is a very remarkable case, proroguing Parliament for 11 weeks in the context of the 51st state threats, and of course, the looming Trump tariffs, which, if you saw today, I mean, those are actually going into effect no matter what, April 1st. Anyway, every single Canadian is in violation of Section 3. The judge pushes back and suggests that Charter Section 3 only applies to voting rights. So, Section 3 does state every citizen of Canada has the right to vote in an election of members of the House of Commons or of a legislative assembly and to be qualified for membership therein. So, I'm just going to see what we can grab here. So, the decision that there was no limit to this power, the power of prorogation, would actually mean that the executive power would have no limit. So then he's referring to a Miller case. So if we don't have it here, the same principles as we do in the UK. The judge asked, didn't the PM say that the new leader would reduce polarization? Didn't he say he thought he was the source of the very, paralysis that we spoke of earlier? And then it says, if this is indeed the case, sorry, the JCCF lawyer, then why doesn't he just resign immediately? So that's a really good question. We all wanted to know why Trudeau wouldn't just resign. So the Trudeau lawyer has agreed to go late tonight at 5 or 6. So I believe this is already happening right now, to get more information. All right. And then we're going to go down. So we've got, the judge seems to be of a concern that Democracy Watch wanted to be a council, but then changed to a different status. I'm not really sure why that's a concern, but he's mentioned it several times. Okay, so the power of prorogue is totally different from the power of dissolve. So that's what they're arguing, which repeats the same argument with regards to an absence of defense. Okay, so the court should be especially vigilant when a politician is working in his own political motivated self-interests. So that's true. This makes good sense, actually, as if the court cannot intervene and there is no constitutional limits on prorogation. Who else would? So Democracy Watch also refers to the Constitution as a living tree, and that therefore it would not be unreasonable for the courts to intervene here and create a Canadian precedent for some limitations on prorogation. So, good news there. We do need that. They are arguing that the applicant is incorrect in its assumption that the only precedent limiting the power of the executive on the subject of prorogation is the Miller 2 case. They're arguing that the privilege of the legislator, let's keep going here. Okay. Oh boy, it's time. Okay. Trudeau's Chief Justice says, prorogation is a valuable political tool. She begins. Someone sitting next to me mutters under her breath, I'm going to throw up. Okay. No court has ever exercised the right to review the decision of the prorogue other than Miller 2, and Miller 2 has No value in this court. Okay, the 44th Parliament has been running for over 1,000 days since 2021 and is the longest running minority government in Canadian history, the Trudeau lawyer says. Yelling is what he actually says she did. I All right, and then they make a truly confounding argument that bills were able to pass through Parliament despite the SDTC affair. This is an utterly self-defeating argument. Okay, so your position is that the government was functioning. The Chief Justice asked, confused. I don't have a position, says the Trudeau lawyer. So this is turning into a total disaster for the Trudeau government. Okay, the Trudeau government lawyer argues that Trudeau never said he needed 11 weeks to find a new party leader. That was not the reason for prorogation. She's technically correct about the 11 weeks part, but again, it's irrelevant. The Justin Trudeau used time to find a new Liberal leader as one of his two justifications for prorogation is not only fact, it is fact that it is shared and understood between both sides of the courtroom, as spelled on page 2 of the applicant's memorandum of fact and law. Okay, this means that the Trudeau lawyer either didn't read the applicant's memorandum of fact and law, she didn't respect the facts in it, or she's just arguing because Trudeau didn't mention 11 weeks as a length of prorogation, so it's somehow no longer problematic. Hypothetically, the judge asked the Trudeau government lawyer, could a government use prorogation to avoid a confidence motion? There are no limits on prorogation, the Trudeau government lawyer submits. That is really concerning. So the Trudeau government lawyer is arguing that because no one has challenged prorogation in court before in Canada, that any new challenge must be by default invalid on account of there being, I guess, no other precedent on it. So you guys, I will keep you posted, but again, I would get over. All right, and